Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my full review on the Vero Engineering Fulcrum. This is the full size. And guys, this has been a long time coming. I've had this sucker for a couple months, and I think at this point, this is actually a gift from my great buddy, my brother Kyle, D2M Knives and Gear. Him, Jake, and I, we send each other stuff. We're weird. Yeah, he bought me this, and I'm very, very happy that he did, because when I was looking at the Fulcrums, I always wanted the mini, and I would have looked for a mini. I would have never looked for a full size, and that's what he got me. And honestly, a spoiler alert for the review here, this is the best pry bar on the market. There is no competitor to this pry bar, in my opinion. Of course, that's why you're here. My dumbass opinion. You just can't beat this thing, and I'm going to explain why. So, first up, if you look at it, it's good, right? It's good looking aesthetically. I mean, with a pry bar, I'm not really looking for that. But it does look good. It's fine. It's a little long. But it does fit into any normal pocket with the clip all the way down. Again, it's not deep carry. I never said that, so remove the again. It sticks out about this much, but I'm fine with that because I get a grip on it and it comes out of my back pocket. I don't have to dig in there to get it. I like that. I've tried so many pry bars, which I'll get into, and I've had ones with deep carry, and it actually is less comfortable, it makes them harder to use, honestly. And I apologize if the lighting is shit. It's a shitty day here in PA, and waiting to pick my kid up from daycare, and I'm knocking this out. So I apologize for that. But yeah, aesthetically it looks good. It has the Vero clip. I've said this many times at this point, so it's not going to be something new you hear, but this is the best product Vero makes. And he has a lot of good knives. I've had basically every knife he's made at this point, other than the Synapse Gen 1. And I loved a lot of the knives. The clip, for the most part, was always the issue for me and why I ended up selling them. I still have a Synapse Gen 2 with marbled carbon fiber and hand satin that I love. I love that knife. That's not going anywhere. But this is better than it because I carry it every single day. It's not a knife where I rotate every day or whatever. Or I fall in love for a week, and sorry, the air is right in my face, so I'm not crying. Crying tears of joy over the Vero Engineering Fulcrum. And I'm talking like an idiot, just for fun. The fuck, Kev? Anyway. Yeah, it's something that goes in my pocket every day. This is the best gift I think I've been given in the longest time. I love you, Kyle. Because I've carried this every day since I got it. Except for like 3 or 4 days where I had that fucking Pena pry bar, which I hate to bomb on that, but like it doesn't even come anywhere close to this. And maybe it has its own purpose and its own place, and that's fine. And it was made well, it looked cool, it had function, but not even in the same league. So I guess what I'm getting at is I fucking love this, okay? You can stop watching now. No, don't do that. Keep listening to me ramble. So aesthetically, it's cool, right? We talked about the clip a little bit. It rides deep in your pocket because it's fucking long, so it goes all the way in. That's carry, right? And I can't really do all the review stuff. Sounds, you know? Sounds cool. Let's think. Ergos is kind of silly, but I guess not, because this is also the most comfortable pry bar I've ever used, because there's no loop over clip. There's no pointy part of this clip right here. It plateaus off at the end right there. So it's comfortable in your hand. It's thin, it's long, so it kind of like my, you know, and sorry, some guy walked by and waved at me, which was funny. But you can hold it back here and use it as a pry bar, which is nice. Those small ones, you end up with your hand like wrapped at the tip, and you're like, it's just hard to use when it's like that. This, you get full extension. Now, and we're gonna get into use a little bit here. You can see it's a little beat up on the end there, but not bad. I don't have a ton of use for a pry bar. That's where this is gonna go sideways a little bit. I don't pry things. I don't paint. I don't, you know, like I pop bottles with it. I'll just kind of do it like this. Pop a beer bottle if I need to. I've done that a couple times. I've stuck it in and popped open a Coke can just to do it, really. I'm literally finding things to do with it as a pry bar. I have found the end is good. Really good for scraping stickers. So like a lot of things come with those fucking price tag stickers or whatever, and you peel them off and they stick to whatever it is, right? It rips and it's all fucking annoying. They never make it easy for those labels to come off. So you can scrape it off, you know, real easily with this. Like, I forget why, but we took a sticker off of something and it fell and it stuck to our vinyl floor, not vinyl, our like faux hardwood flooring. And then when we tried to take it off of that, of course, it fucking ripped and all this shit. And I just used this to scrape that off, and it worked fantastic for that. But this end of the pry bar is really sort of an extra for me. This end right here is where the magic's at. It's a bit driver, and that's why this thing is the best pry bar on the market. It's a bit driver that holds bits and works very well for what it's made to do. So you'll see here the design is pretty genius. He worked the bit driver, the holder, into the clip. So you'll see the clip and the pry bar meet, and then it's held in by that screw right there. And there's a magnet in the bottom of that clip side. I'm pretty sure it's on the clip side. I haven't taken it apart, but there's a magnet in there. And that's what holds the bits in. So then you have the bits in these slots. It comes with a Phillips, a flat, a T6, a T8, I think a T10. So it comes with those. And then these are just Weeha. Again, I never said this. Stop saying again, you idiot. These are Weeha bits, which are the best you can get. These are the micro size. So you have 1/4 inch, which is your standard bit size. But that would have been way too big to put on here. And then there's your micro size, and that's what this is. And I have some other stuff with micro, so I have extra bits, but he gives you good solid bits, and you shouldn't be using this as your main driver. I wouldn't do that because you're probably going to tear through these bits pretty quick. So I only use it when I'm on the go or whatever. So I think I do need to replace this T6 by now. But anyway, you take the bit and you pop it in here and it magnetizes in, okay? This is the genius part. It holds the fucking bit. So now I have a bit driver. Bing, bing. I can use it, right? And then when I'm done, take it out, put it back in the slot right here. 1. Put the other one in next to it. 2. And then you just kind of hold it down and roll your O-rings back over one. Some people do them sideways because they're cooler than me, and their bit driver looks sweet because they did this. You know? Only the gangsters do that, but I'm not a gangster, so I can't do that anyway. I'm not cool. But, yeah, so that's the genius of this. And let's talk about other pry bars, okay? So I've tried the Lynch Northwest AAP. I'll start there because that's where I started. I started with a 1.5, and then I bought a 2.5 because it's like, it wouldn't be bad to have this be a little smaller. And that was when I first started carrying a pry bar. I didn't realize things. So then I was like, I kind of like the 2.5 the best, so I gave away the 1.5 to Kyle. That's what started all this gift giving. I gave him the 1.5 because he'd never tried a pry bar, and that basically got him to carry one every day. And then I only had the 2.5, which is like this big. And it has a loop over deep carry clip, a lynch clip. And what happened was, one day, my contractor or whatever, he was building our bathroom, and he needed to open a paint can. And it couldn't get it open. I forget why he didn't have something. I think I brought the can up, and then it was to match a room or something. And I was trying to open it for him because I was like, I got a pry bar here. I'm cool. Let me get out my cool EDC item and show everybody how cool I am, right? That's what happened. So I took it, and I was trying to get this fucking paint lid open, which was painted shut. And I ultimately ended up like squeezing as I was trying to pop it, and my finger got stuck like between the clip and the pry bar because of the loop over. And when I wrenched it, it just pinched the fucking shit out of my finger. And I still have a scar, I think. I don't even remember where it was at this point. I don't know. It wasn't my finger. It was my palm or something. I fucking forget. It hurt, it fucking bled, and it sucked balls, okay? And it was because I had this loop over clip on this tiny ass pry bar. So then I bought the tactical and portable tiebreaker, which I also think is a really good option, especially for the money. It's like $55, titanium pry bar. Has all the good stuff on it. Good solid clip that's not deep carry, well built, cool colors, all that stuff. But that one was also kind of short. And the bit holder on it, which is cool that it has a bit holder, because the AAP does not, if I'm remembering correctly. Neither of them do. It has the bit holder hole, which you see a lot now in these pry bars. But you put the bit in and it fucking falls through the other side. So you have to basically hold the pry bar up to whatever you're going to use it on, put the bit in, put your thumb behind it, press in, and then use it to torque. It's just weird. This, you could just drop a bit in, and it's a fucking bit driver. It's so good. So I got that, and then, it was good, but then Kyle got me this. And I just can't carry anything else, I tried the mini because that's what I originally wanted. So when I got this and loved it, I was like, let me get the mini. Problem with the mini is this section right here is under the clip. So your O-rings are under the clip. It makes the clip impossible to use. You can't put it in your pocket. So they say you could put the O-rings up at the top. That'll try to make it easier, or you could, and nothing worked well. The clip sucked on that. It should just not have a clip. Then I got the clipless thing where you just had a key hook, but then you had to take the fucking S-beaner off just to use the bit driver because it covered that area. So the best way to run the mini Fulcrum is clipless. And I don't carry shit in my pockets loose like that. I want a clip. So back to the Fulcrum. Then I got the Pena X Series. Same problem with the hole. Same problem with the size. And that one had jimping on the sides all over it that just shredded your pocket, your hand. Like, so there's nothing better than this on the market. I'm rambling at this point. That's my background. That's my experience. I've used this bit driver tons of times. At my parents', I'll be tuning my dad's knives because I buy him and my mom knives and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So I'm tuning those. I've used it to actually, you could fit an Allen key in here, and I used it to take apart my kid's swing at my parents because I wasn't at home with my toolbox. I've used it to tune my own knives when I'm in my truck, wherever. And to be fair, I did have the mini Fulcrum in my truck for a little while before I gave it away, and that does work very well if you don't use the clip. You know what I mean? If you could carry it in your pocket or whatever, it's a good one because it has the same function, right? You don't have as much torque You don't have as much length, so if you're using the actual pry bar a lot, I would definitely recommend the full size. Plus, this isn't that much heavier. It's titanium, right? So to wrap this up, it's just a fucking amazing tool. It comes with me every day. No, I don't use the pry tip all that much. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. The thing I've used it the most for, actually, is like as a little screwdriver, which is ironic. But I only keep the T6 and T8 in here, so I don't have, you could carry other bits in your pocket, but that's kind of weird. So whenever I need like a little flathead, like my Zippo lighters, at the bottom you can adjust the flame. This works perfectly to get in there and do that. Taking off little cases for batteries, for toys, works really good for that. So again, I don't pry that much with it, but the other function of it is so exceptional that it is the best pry bar on the market. They go for, I think, like 80 bucks, 90 bucks new. On the secondary, they sell for 100, 110, I think, usually. It's totally worth it. I can recommend this to anybody. If you're left-handed, it doesn't fucking make a difference, which is cool. So yeah, guys, Vero Engineering, Fulcrum. Totally think it's the best product Joseph Vero has ever invented or made. And that is a compliment. That is not dissing his knives. I love his knives. It's just a compliment to how good this thing is. So that's the Vero Fulcrum, guys. I love you so much. I appreciate you listening to me rant and rave about this one. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.